Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Craig's Corner. Today we're going to talk about the hot principle, learning is vital. So when we say that, what we're talking about is learning is vital to success, to continued improvement. That comes at the individual level, and it also comes at the organizational level. So we talk about at the organizational level, the New England Patriots are a good example of this. For most of my life, they were a dynasty that week to week, season to season, even decade to decade, they seem to be just a little better than the competition, always one step ahead. There wasn't a lot of like, we kind of reached the mountaintop and we're good. We're just going to stay here. There was an insatiable desire to continue improving, continue getting better, to continue learning. And I think that's pretty common in any high-performing organization, that need to just keep moving the ball down the field, just keep moving forward. But that requires a couple of things of us. One is an environment that's conducive to learning, and then one is some intentionality that we're really seeking out the learning. If we talk about an environment that's conducive to learning, I would go back to, I was probably in the third grade, and the class as a whole did pretty terrible on a math test, and our teacher was pretty upset that we had done so poorly. She told us she'd never had a class perform so poorly on one of her exams before. And her answer to that was, while the rest of our third grade was outside in recess playing on the merry-go-round, we were inside relearning the same lesson that we didn't understand the first time. And you can probably imagine that the 9-year-old mind of a third grader watching their friends outside isn't absorbing a lot of information that's coming from the teacher at that point. That environment is not conducive to learning. I would equate this to what happens sometimes during an incident investigation. Something bad has happened and nobody's really excited about that, right? We didn't plan for it to go wrong, but it has gone wrong, and now we come in and we start asking some really pointed questions, some questions that make us wonder, hey, are we going to lose our job for whatever happened? It almost feels like an interrogation, and that's also not a scenario where people want to share information. It's not really conducive to learning. So that's the first thing, is we need to create an environment that allows us to learn. The second thing kind of goes hand in hand with that, is it requires us to be deliberate about wanting to learn. Specifically as leaders, we oftentimes have this desire to know the answer or to solve the problem, and that doesn't always work for us, right? We're much better off if we're trying to be a learning organization. We're much better off to come in asking questions just out of curiosity, trying to figure out, hey, why does this normally go right? If there's something in the system that's brittle, what are you doing that maybe it's a bypass that's making it go right? What is something that doesn't make a lot of sense? Like maybe it worked 10 years ago, but the system has changed. It doesn't work anymore, and we haven't caught up to it yet. What is something that's dumb? What is something that is dangerous? What are those things that you're doing in your daily work that generally you're successful with, but there's a lot of room for improvement. So as leaders, if we come in and ask those questions from a place of seeking knowledge rather than seeking to solve a problem, what we will find is those solutions are already there. We probably already know them, and it's a lot easier for us to get that information if we come in curiously, if we come in humbly and ask those questions, than it is if we are seeking to find the solution for the problem. Hey, I'm glad you were here today. I will see you next time on Craig's Corner.